Did you know that Air Canada has a way to get last-minute business class upgrades without status or fancy perks? I stumbled upon this lesser talked about upgrade path for Air Canada business class flights. Hidden in the corner of the Air Canada webpage is a page called Air Canada Bid Upgrade. While this method requires both luck and strategy at the same time, I'm gonna go help you in this video on how to put in a bid for the business class upgrades, tips and strategies on how to land a bid, and ultimately when to bid and not to bid. The Air Canada Bid Upgrade system allows economy passengers to upgrade to premium economy or business class at a discount using points or cash. Tickets that are bought with both cash or points are eligible, and bidding opens up 10 days before your flight and closes 48 hours before. Here are some important notes about the bidding system. AC bid upgrades do not grant access to the signature class lounges. Upgrades are not available for the following: group bookings, code-share flights, and basic economy fares. Each segment requires a separate bid on its own. Not all flights are eligible and is at the sole discretion of Air Canada. It's important to use the AC bid upgrade page to check. You can change and cancel a bid upgrade at any time before the 48-hour mark. After Air Canada accepts or denies a bid, you may not place another bid, and more importantly, an accepted offer by Air Canada cannot be refunded or transferred. So how do you land these cheap business class upgrades? Step 1, how many business class seats are available on your flight? Go to aircanada.com. Step 2, go to enter all your information, including your destination, origin, dates, and click search. Step 3, find your flight and make sure the details match, and look at the business class column and see how many seats are available. Make sure to take a note of the aircraft information because that will affect the type of business class seat you'll be getting. Now that we've confirmed availability on your flight, here's how we will put in a bid. Step 1, go to the webpage below on this link. Step 2, click on the Air Canada Bid Upgrade page in the bottom left corner. Step 3, enter your reservation ID and last name. Step 4, you'll now see the bid page pop up with all the segments of your flight. One important note, you'll need to log in to your airplane account. Step 5, you'll want to set the toggle to either cash or points depending on what you want to use for your offer. Step 6, drag your cursor left and right in order to see the different values of the offer. Make sure to note the minimum offer and the maximum offer. This will help you gauge on if this upgrade is worth it or not. Step 7, this gauge on the webpage will teach you how likely Air Canada is going to accept your offer. Step 8, if you have a multi-segment flight, you'll need to put in an offer for each of those segments. I'm looking to get maximum value for the transcontinental flight between Toronto to Vancouver. Step 9, after you put in all the bids for the segments, click continue. Step 10, in the review page, make sure all the points total and cash totals are correct and click the I acknowledge the terms button. Step 11, click submit and you'll go to the confirmation page. If you ever want to change or cancel your bids, just go back to the AC bid upgrade page, put in your reservation and last name, and it'll pull up your bid offer that you put in. 48 hours before your flight, Air Canada is going to make a cutoff and they're going to email you regardless if you won or not about the status of your bid. They will email you at the email that's associated with the airplane account that you logged in with, and Air Canada does not charge your payment or deduct points from your account unless your bid was accepted. Before I give you 3 quick tips and strategies on bidding, can you help me please click the like and subscribe button below as it will help me with this channel. Tip number 1, you need to ask yourself a series of questions. How long is your flight? How badly do you want this? And what plane are you flying? If you're the person that wants to book business class seats for the least amount of points, this option is not for you. If your flight is 1.5 hours on a really old Air Canada plane, then I definitely don't recommend it. Ultimately, this is a very personal situation and you need to answer all these questions to understand how much you want to bid. Tip number 2, the gauge is your friend. Make sure to write down the cost of either points or cash for each of the likelihood levels and create a table of the final cost for each of those likelihood. This will help you understand on all the possibilities that you could pay for this bid upgrade. The third and most important tip is that you need to go to FlyerTalk forum and look up the AC bid upgrade thread. Many flyers have been putting their bids that are successful or failures into this thread, and by using those data points, you'll understand Air Canada's likelihood of accepting minimum offers. All you have to do is in the search Enter your origin and destination locations and click search, and you'll narrow down all the posts that might be related to your segments. This way, you'll see how likely minimum bid offers are accepted by Air Canada. Once you use the Air Canada bid upgrade system, here's 2 scenarios that I think might be worth it. Scenario number 1, last minute business class travelers. For my specific example, a last minute business class fare was $2,100. However, if you use the Air Canada bid upgrade path, you could buy a last minute economy fare for $563, and you could put in a max offer of $1,100. This would net you a savings of 25% in cash, with a very high likelihood that Air Canada would accept your offer. Or if you were booking it by points, it was 34,000 points for a last minute economy seat ticket, plus a max offer of 110,000 points. This would have net a savings of 33% versus buying it at 200,000 points. As you can see, a last minute business class traveler would be able to save 25 to 33% depending on how they pay. Scenario number 2, gambling on a long distance international flight. In this scenario, you would want to pay a minimum offer plus or minus $20 and hoped to get selected by Air Canada. You want to target long distance international routes on their 787-9 Dreamliner planes, which have an incredible lie flat business class product. While you do not get access to the single class lounges, this would be a fully lie flat product for you to enjoy for a long period of time and would be a good return on investment versus buying this outright in cash. Did I ultimately pay 95,000 Air Canada point miles in order to upgrade both my parents? Nope. And here are the questions that I asked myself. First, what was the minimum offer? And I checked using Engage, which was 45,000 Air Canada miles per passenger. Number 2, what plane was it? It was on an Air Canada's A330 and is not a fully lie flat seat product. Number 3, how long was it? A little under 4.5 hours flying from Toronto to Vancouver. And number 4, how else could I use 95,000 Air Canada miles? My parents are flying from Toronto to Hong Kong next year. I can use and save those 95,000 miles to help pay for most, if not all, of the business class fare product for one of my parents. And that would be 12 hours in a 787-9 lie flat product. And if you're interested on learning how to book international flights using your points, check out this next video.